By the time I parked outside our house that evening, I had already decided I was going to ask my wife for a divorce. For 6 months, our marriage had felt like a locked room. We barely spoke. She stopped smiling. And every time I came home late, she seemed more distant. I had convinced myself that she no longer loved me. That evening, I walked toward the front door and heard voices coming from the kitchen. My wife, Emily, was talking to her mother. I stopped when I heard my name. "I can't keep hiding this from him," Emily whispered. Her mother sighed. "You have to tell him soon." "I'm scared, Mom. If he finds out, he'll hate me." My heart tightened. There it was, the confession I had been expecting. Another man, another secret. I stepped closer, ready to hear the truth that would finally justify my decision to leave. Then Emily said something that completely changed everything. "He thinks I stopped loving him. But I've been trying to save his life." I froze. Her mother asked, "What do you mean?" Emily began crying. "Remember when Daniel collapsed at work last year? The doctor said his heart was under too much stress. I found out his condition was worse than they told him. The specialist warned me that another major emotional shock could be dangerous." I felt my knees weaken. My wife continued, "That's why I've been acting distant. I wanted him to stop worrying about me. I secretly sold my jewelry to pay for his treatment. I canceled our vacation and took extra shifts at the clinic because I needed the money." Her mother whispered, "But why didn't you just tell him?" "Because he would never accept it. He would blame himself." I stepped backward, covering my mouth. Every cold reply suddenly had a different meaning. Every late night, every tear she had hidden, every time I thought she was pushing me away, Emily wasn't leaving me. She was protecting me. Then her mother asked, "And what about the envelope?" Emily answered quietly, "It's his new medical insurance papers. I finally got approval today. His treatment is covered." I couldn't hold back anymore. I walked into the kitchen. Both women turned toward me. Emily's face went pale. "How much did you hear?" she whispered. "Enough." She started crying. "I'm sorry." I crossed the room and held her. For several seconds, neither of us spoke. Then I whispered, "I thought you didn't love me anymore." She buried her face against my chest. "I loved you so much that I was willing to let you hate me if it kept you alive." Those words broke something inside me. I realized how easily we had mistaken silence for betrayal and distance for rejection. The divorce papers I had prepared were still sitting inside my car. I went outside, took them from the glove compartment, and tore them into pieces. When I returned, Emily looked at me through tearful eyes. "What did you do?" "I threw away the biggest mistake I was about to make." She smiled for the first time in months. I kissed her forehead and promised that from that day forward, we would never hide pain from each other again. Months later, my treatment was successful. But the greatest thing I recovered wasn't my health. It was my marriage. And whenever I think about that evening, I remember one painful truth. Sometimes the person who seems furthest away from you may actually be fighting the hardest to keep you close.